So I got an email from someone who subscribes to this channel. It was a little while ago. Who was raised by narcissistic parents and shared that she was always part of a system where nobody else sees the parents' behavior. And while she trusts what she sees, she wanted to find out if she was the only one in this situation where nobody else was seeing. Well, I hope whoever you are who submitted this question, I hope you're watching because this is for you, because my guess is she's not alone. Have you ever felt that way? Whether it is your parents, a spouse or partner, a sibling, a boss, a friend, that you see it, you really see it, and have gotten past the self-gaslighting and you don't question it. Like you're very clear on the unhealthy patterns and it's real. And yet, nobody else seems to get it, almost unanimously. The people around you either don't see a problem with this person or with these people, or may even think that these narcissistic people in your life, they're just great, or they make excuses when their bad behavior shows up. In the old story, which many of you heard as children, of the emperor's new clothes, the vain emperor, who apparently loved to do fashion parades for the people in his land, then gets scammed by a sort of old-fashioned grifter stylist who takes his money and tells him, "Darling, you look fabulous," while the emperor stands there naked. The emperor then walks down the street buck naked, and everyone oohs and ahs over him. Oh, emperor, what a grand outfit. What grand robes. And the only one who calls him out is a little boy, truth teller, truth seer, who says, "Whoa, the emperor is naked." Listen, it is lonely to be the one who sees it when others don't. Now, why would this happen? There's a few reasons. Number one, because you're dealing with a communal narcissistic person or people. People with these communal narcissistic vibes, they do lots of stuff for other people. And as long as everyone is praising them, and the narcissistic people get to do the things for the other people on the schedule that works for the narcissist and get to do the things they want to do, well then they can really, really seem generous. And everyone just goes along. And you may even seem like a jerk for being suspicious or being turned off by the communal narcissist. Okay, so that's one version of why people don't see it and you do. Number two, it could be that you're dealing with a grandiose narcissism, that the other people don't see sort of the dark side of that as much. A grandiose narcissistic person in smaller doses can actually be kind of fun and charming. And others may see this grandiose narcissist as the life of the party, as fun, as generous, extroverted, charming, attentive, curious, compelling. The more time that you spend with a grandiose narcissist, the more you see their vulnerable side, the manipulations, the entitlement, the low empathy, the anger, the selfishness. But a little bit of a grandiose narcissist can kind of feel like a theme park. I mean, nobody wants to live in a theme park, but it is a bit of escapism once in a while and now and then. Number three, the narcissistic person, the number three reason that people don't always see it when you do, is because the narcissistic person holds a lot of power, control, or maybe even stirs fear in the other people around you. In the story of the emperor, it seems that the people in the emperor's land were in some kind of old-fashioned cult. You had to praise the leader unquestioningly, or else maybe you were going to get in trouble. In some family systems, we can witness a similar dynamic. If you were to critique, for example, the narcissistic person in charge, you will get in trouble. And that fear can result in an almost collective fawn response. And just like we witness in cultic systems, the willingness to throw other people under the bus. And that may mean that these other people in the system will literally go to the head of that system, whomever it is, to tell them a rule that you broke or something you did, or will just maintain the stance that this tyrannical person is great and has everyone's interests at heart. And if you have any problem with that, with them, then that's something that's wrong with you. The number 4 reason that no one else seems to see it, but you do, are the good old enablers. And that overlaps with these other 3 reasons I've listed too. But the enablers can be why it seems like other people don't get it. The enablers are invested in the status quo, how they benefit from the system. The enablers may be a little narcissistic themselves, and especially in family systems. They may be the ones who are more concerned with how the group is viewed by the world, or how the group functions, or the collective, than they are with the health and well-being of the individual people within that system. Enablers do tend to stick by the person who allows their lives to carry on the way the enablers want their lives to carry on, which is usually with this little change and muss and hassle and keeping things as they have always been. A number 5 reason why other people often don't see this is people don't get this. Studying how narcissistic relationships affect people is my life. So for me, it's a whole I see dead people thing that's happening for me. But many people don't. It's not what most people study. There's not a day that goes by when I meet someone who does not get it. Now, I'd like to think that to greater or lesser degree, all of you watching this video, watching this channel, get it or want to get it or have been through it and are willing to see it for what it is. But there was a time when you didn't get it. There was a time when I didn't get it. Honestly, in fact, even when I was in graduate school and in my clinical rotations after graduate school, that was when I first started to get it. But the professors and a lot of the training doctors around me actually didn't want to engage the discussion. Despite all of their knowledge, back in the 1990s, people didn't really get this. And so when other people don't get it, they don't see it, they can't see it. But that takes us to another issue, and that is number 6. People don't want to get this. It sucks to get this. It can feel like a loss of hope and a loss of innocence, and even in a sense that the world kind of sucks. Radical acceptance, it won't change, not everyone can change enough to make a difference. That doesn't feel very nice. The idea that some folks just couldn't be healthy parents or healthy spouses or healthy partners or healthy siblings or healthy friends. And forgiveness isn't really going to fix it. To really get this is an acknowledgement that even the safest corners of our worlds are a little more dangerous than we think. Who wants to get that? I have even survivors who get through it and then want to put it all behind them. You can't put this behind you. Healing over time means that you integrate this knowing. It does mean that the fear lifts. It does mean that you stop calling your wisdom cynicism, because it's not cynicism. It's seeing things clearly so you can be more discerning and you stop blaming yourself. And sadly, that is not the stance that most people take. So yeah, in some families, in some workplaces, friend groups, other social or organized groups like a church or a local community organization or a local political group, I don't know, even something like the local parent-teacher group. Yes, You, in fact, may be the one person who sees it. People don't like change. We are homeostatic creatures. We like it to be steady. We human beings, I think all mammals are like that. And steady is, again, something that people like. Not all, but most. And to see narcissism in your midst means that you are questioning power, obedience, obligation, duty. Concepts like love your parents no matter what. Stoic, self-harming philosophies like suck it up, stiff upper lip, let it go, move on, etc. You can move on, but you can only move on if you can understand and integrate what happened to you. When we are the only person who sees something, no one else around us seems to get it, we doubt ourselves. And being through a narcissistic relationship means we already doubt ourselves. It is courageous to honor what you know. And it's courageous to honor that you know what you're seeing, even when others around you don't. That's why those of you in that truth seer or truth teller role are often inherently courageous people, even though it's very uncomfortable. So what do? We have to recognize that the not seers are limited people. And we may need to be cautious and not try to convince them or to keep explaining ourselves to them or wasting our energy. We also have to ensure that maybe we don't engage with these people at times when we are having a crisis of faith or just feeling run down or vulnerable. It's important to cultivate other supports that see it and know that these other people who don't see it can be what can magnify the harms of the narcissistic relationship for you. Maya Angelou said it first, and she said it best. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And that applies to the people who don't see it as well. So we can do a bit of a riff on Dr. Angelou's words and try it this way. When people don't see it, don't try to convince them. Thanks so much for the question. Keep them coming. But again, it can feel very lonely when you're the only one who sees it. Thanks again.